it's me again. Time for the second part of that tag I was telling you about. So without further ado, let's get into it. High school. The first question is, do you think that an incorporation of YA books should be made? If so, which YA book would you add? Oh boy. I definitely think that YA books should be incorporated into curriculum. It's a way to ensure that these books cover relevant topics, things that will that are more relatable, I should say, to these kids, and especially if they're kind of hesitant about reading. I know by high school, a lot of my peers hated reading. They didn't understand why I always had books on me, and they were just like, oh, I'm just doing this for a grade. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, and especially if you need to cover those hard books like Tale of Two Cities or even Huckleberry Finn, Gatsby, throw in at least one book, and that could be so refreshing to them. And the book that I would choose, oh, that's so hard, especially depending on your area and what most people would consider inappropriate, or what parents. I would say, I think the safest bet would be Harry Potter. If they haven't read Harry Potter, and even if they have, take a literary approach to a book that most people already have read and study it with the same carefulness and attention to detail as you would any other classic, because let's face it, that book is a classic. So that's the book that I would pick. I'm sure there's others, but that's the one that just pops into my mind. So the second one is, do you think it's important to read books from a wide variety of nationalities? Yes, absolutely, especially with American students. They are very, very sheltered from outside perspectives. It's amazing, and I know I'm not just pinning it on, oh, everyone else is, not me. No, I was too. And it's important to incorporate, pieces of a different part of the world, but also different perspectives and how different people live, and just be able to see, hey, that person that lives all the way over there still has something in common with me. We both like this, or this is like this, or see something in a new way. And I think it's very, very beneficial. Yeah, definitely. And the last one, what was your least favorite book in high school? Oh boy, that I have a couple that really, really just did not. I'm gonna choose one. Oh boy. It's a tie between Great Expectations and Catch-22. I know everyone loves, especially Catch-22. Anyone who's read it, I've heard people rave and rave about it. I didn't like it at all. I liked books that most kids were like, ew, but I hated the ones that most people liked, because I was such a hipster. I was a hipster before hipsters were a thing. Yeah. Well, since I'm doing well on time, I'm going to just do the Beyond section with this section. So here we go. First question, do you think there should be an emphasis on creative writing? I don't think there should be an emphasis, but I do think it should be incorporated in just at least a basic level of English, 100. Have one assignment, or have that in there briefly, if nothing more than just to be a nice change of pace. And writing, even though not everyone's going to be an author for a living, it's good to just get those creative gears turning, and they can apply that imagination and creativity that I think creative writing provides in whatever field that they may do. So yeah, I think it should be at least in small part incorporated. So the next one is, how do you feel that the reading you did in school has affected the reading you do now? I think, oh boy, that's a big question. I think it didn't discourage me from reading. I think it just, in some way, it just takes away from the books that I wanted to read. Or it just showed me how to read books that I enjoy myself in a more literary way, in a more critical thinking manner. And I think that helped me in a positive way. But but I wouldn't be lying if I enjoyed it. I would be lying, I should say, if I said that I loved every single book that I read in school, or I even remember it. But yeah. If you had to choose one book that you read in the past year outside of school that had to be taught in high school, which would you choose? Oh, jeez. So many options. Well, to be honest, the only one that comes to mind right off the bat that I read in the past year is Fahrenheit 451, but that is taught in schools, or some schools. I never read it during school. I read it for fun. I think it should be incorporated, though, with some sort of new YA dystopian. Maybe even, I don't know what would be the best one, but there's so many now, and there's so much versatility with that genre. But I think that one is one that should be used. And also maybe even, if not Divergent, I would think The Hunger Games. Yeah, I'm just saying favorites because I honestly don't know. This is why I would make a teacher, because I'm so indecisive. But yeah, so that's it. That's it for the tag, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Reading in School tag by Ariel Bissett. I will link her channel as well as the original video down below. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. See you guys later. Bye.